I'm Brian Hastings, and I'm the president of the African American Cultural Society. This year's theme is Today and Yesterday.
Oh yeah, I got the perfect song for the day. Mama, I'm in love with a gangster. Mama, I'm in love with a gangster. Mama, I'm in love with a gangster, and I know he's a killer.
Oh, no. We can't go that route this year. We can't bring everybody down on the views of today. We have to lead our children and our teens to a brighter tomorrow. We have to teach them positive thinking.
Well, yeah, Brian, you're right. You know, there comes a time when we need to stop, pause, listen to what we're telling ourselves. Like, I'm so stupid, I'm so broke, and I don't know how. But we have to trust in ourselves. The only way to eradicate a lie is with the truth. We must not only speak in truth, we must also think in truth. The truth is, success is born of a place of the Most High. The truth is, no one has ever made a true deal with the master and lost.
That's right, Monica. We do hurt ourselves when we put ourselves down. Doesn't it hurt worse when somebody else puts you down?
Sure. You're right, Brian. You know, there's nothing more infuriating than being in the presence of someone who makes a racial slur. Whether it's in the form of a joke, mindless comment, or blatant disrespect. Ignorance should carry no weight with you. The comment is a reflection of fear and shame. To respond means giving into fear and surrendering your power. Remember, what you focus your mind on will grow. As hard as it may be, the best response is no response. In the silence of your comment, the sting of the words is sure to hit home.
So you mean to tell me that person over there called me a name, I can't say nothing back?
That's right.
Well, how in the world am I supposed to do that?
You gotta be strong.
You gotta be bad, you gotta be bold, you gotta be wiser. You gotta be hard, you gotta be tough, you gotta be stronger. You gotta be cool, you gotta be calm, you gotta stay together. All I know, love will save the day.
Well, if I walk away, how in the world am I supposed to be the man? Look, it's time to wake up and pay attention.
If you wanna go somewhere, better wake up and pay attention. Yeah. Oh. Ooh, hey, hey, yeah. But attitude will catch up with you and keep you from your destiny. If you wanna be somebody, if you wanna go somewhere, you better wake up and pay attention. When your time is now or never, to make your dreams come true, you gotta wake up and pay attention. I ain't buying no more lying, cause truth don't cost a thing. Denying what's inside's too much to pay. There's no sweating, with no stressing, there be no other way. You know you can't get much without much giving, yeah. Oh, expect from yourself and your respect yourself. You control your destiny. If you wanna be somebody, wanna go somewhere, you better wake up and pay attention. Your time is now. your dreams come true. You gotta wake up and pay attention. You wanna be somebody, you wanna go somewhere. You gotta wake up and pay attention. Wake up, baby. Time is now or never to make your dreams come true. You gotta wake up and pay attention. Time to wake up, everybody. Wake up, everybody. Wake up, children. Wake up, everybody. Wanna be somebody. Wanna go somewhere. Wake up and pay attention. When your time is now or never to make your dreams come true, you gotta wake up and pay attention. If you wanna be somebody, go somewhere, wake up and pay attention. Now or never, make your dreams come true. You gotta wake up and pay attention. Wake up, go somewhere. Wake up and pay attention.
Mom, I got an E on my spelling test today. I'm sorry.
Well, son, I'll tell you, life for me ain't been no crystal stair either. It's had tacks in it, and splinters, and boards torn up, and even places with no carpet on the floor, bare. But all the time, I've been climbing on, and reaching landings, and turning corners, and sometimes going in the dark where there ain't been no light. So boy, don't you turn back. Don't you just stand there because you find it's kind of hard. Don't you fall now, for I still coming. Honey, I still going, and life for me ain't been no crystal stair.
People let me tell you, I work hard every day. I get up out of bed, I put on the clothes, 'cause I got bills to pay. Now you need a job, but I don't need your help. I got somewhere to survive. I got deeper love inside, and I call it life. Such a simple thing. Every drop a different spot, but they all come from the same. Love is the flag, and we are the rain. That's why I sometimes feel that somehow we are the same. Whenever I think back to see, there's a strong thought that keeps haunting my mind. Yes, whispers of a nation that somehow was caught trapped in the dark and nowhere to go. I know my thoughts are telling me God is on me. I can feel it. God is on me. In my heart, in my soul. The world must be calling me. God is on me. And my world comes strong within. Life has no guarantee that you'll keep what you have, even though you're blessed with it. There's one delay, some fear for the world, all the grief and misery, how much real time it takes. The sooner I take more responsibility, I can truly say I am grateful for my world. Oh, reality, I'm trying to do the right thing. Is whatever you do, some will undo and some have destroyed. Someone still left in darkness, and you said, God is on me. And I can feel it. God is on me. In my heart, in my soul. Oh, God is on me. Calling me from the dead. God is on me. Making the part you thought of me, everything was perfect. The world is what we make it. What we see today are the results of the mistakes that they made yesterday. And what we see tomorrow will be the results of what we do today. It's a shame that peace and respect have been replaced by money and power. The children are way out of the future. So teach them how to love themselves, and they will love others. Don't you see? Love, that's the key. God is on me. I can feel it. God is on me. In my heart.
I've sown beside all the warriors in my day. I've planted deep, but within my heart lay the fear that the wind or foul would take the grain away. I planted safe against the lean, stark year. Now, I've scattered seed enough to plant the land and rows from Canada to Mexico. But for all my reaping, only what the hand can hold at once is all that I can show. Yet, what I've sown and what the orchard yields, my brother's sons are gathering stalk and fruit. Small wonder that my children glean in fields they have not sown and feed on bitter fruit.
Our ancestors fought hard so that we can have the present that we have. We did not continue that fight. We gave up. We are being content with what we have. We need to fight harder. We need not be content. We have viewed the present. We have talked of the future. Now let us remember the past. But first, we'll have a 15-minute intermission. There's refreshments, vendors out in the lobby. And we'll be back in 15 minutes.
It was the forces let loose by the Renaissance and the commercial revolution in Europe that created the institution of slavery and the slave trade in the New World. With the supply of Africans apparently inexhaustible, the slave trade was considered as black gold. By the beginning of the 18th century, slave ships would arrive from West Africa to New World ports almost daily, including Virginia, Maryland, and this Chesapeake region. There is evidence that 22 enslaved Africans arrived in Dorchester County on the African galley as early as 1699. As poet Margaret Walker describes in her poem, "For My People," this was the beginning of the African-American experience. A people lending their strength to the years, to the gone years, and the now years, and the maybe years. Washing, ironing, cooking, scrubbing, sewing, mending, hoeing, plowing, digging, planting, pruning, patching, dragging along, never gaining, never reaping, never knowing, and never understanding, singing their slave songs repeatedly, praying their prayers nightly to an unknown God, bending their knees humbly to an unseen power. And somewhere in the midst of this pain and fear, a child is born. A Moses returns to lead her people out of this long, dark bondage.
No, come here. Wait. Look what we have here. A couple of beauties, eh? Whatever, let's just get these away. What's the matter? You think they'll hunt you down for betraying them? Still just a few more seconds of these afterwards. Please, let us take her. Fine, come on. Take her for me. Una papá me dice. Tiene la columna. Oh, wow. Janelle, what are you talking about? Asking her name, sir. Oh, yeah, what be it? Fine, sir. And what about this?
Bastard. Dina not with Dina not doing my mama thing.
Shut up, Lynch.
Allah, the most glorious, the all merciful, please help us.
Bring that wench here. I said bring her here.
and wide, welling and swelling, I bear in the tide, leaving behind nights of terror and fear. I rise into a daybreak that's wondrously clear. I rise, bringing the gifts that my ancestors gave. I am the dream and the hope of the slave. I rise, I rise, I rise. Truly the words of Dr. Maya Angelou reflect the life of Harriet Tubman. And I am very pleased to be a part of the African American Culture Society of Dorchester School for this night. This is my third visit to Dorchester County. My first was at the family reunion of Harriet Tubman, the Ross family. My second was for Community Day. And this is my third for Dorchester County, and I am very happy to be here. I want to acknowledge my family that has adopted me, the Ross family, that are sitting to my left and your right. Would they please stand? Harriet Tubman was a slave. She was born in the 1800s. She was treated so badly that she always prayed to God that one day she would be free. She was whipped with a whip. And for my elementary boys and girls, when Mrs. Hope gets whipped with a whip, I hope you're not going to laugh, because it was bad to be treated and whipped for everything that you did. In my presentation, I will be talking in dialect. And dialect is the way that slaves talked during the time that Harriet Tubman lived. I also will be singing spirituals, and you will know why the spirituals were used as signals, because slaves were not allowed to communicate with each other. Harriet Tubman was known as Moses because, like Moses in the Bible, she led the slaves to freedom, like Moses led the Egyptians to freedom. When we talk about the Underground Railroad, we're not talking about a choo-choo train. We're talking about abolitionists, people who did not believe in slavery, Quakers who did not believe in slavery, who helped Harriet Tubman when she would take the slaves to the Underground Railroad. The Underground Railroad was really people who hid the slaves in secret doors that would lead to tunnels under the ground. And when they would ask for the slaves, they would come and they would go under the tunnel and come out on the other side of the road. Harriet Tubman is one of the bravest women in American history, because she did what no one else has ever done, and that is not get caught. There was a price on her head of $40,000 because when she led the slaves away, the plantation owners didn't have no one to work for no money. I'm going to take you back in history, and you will witness tonight my 306th performance of Harriet Tubman. If Harriet Tubman were alive today, boys and girls, she would be 175 years old. She died at the age of 93 in 1913. She is the first African American that was put on the heritage stamp in the United States in 1978. And I understand that the Episcopal Church is going to modernize, be a martyr, she and Sojourner Truth. So all of you that live in Dorchester County, who have relatives of Harriet Tubman, the Rosses, and all of the other families, have something very proud. Never forget your heritage. Never forget from whence you have came. And never forget the people that have toiled, that have worked, that have suffered, so that you may have some of the things you're doing being done today. Harriet Tubman was illiterate. She couldn't read, she couldn't write. They didn't allow slaves to go to school. They didn't allow them to talk. But the one thing she had going for her was that she believed in the Lord. And he allowed her to go 19 times and help over 300 slaves escape through the Underground Railroad and live to be 93 years old. It is said, be careful what you dream when you're young, because when you're old, your dream might come true. And Harriet Tubman lived to dream that one day she would have freedom and live to see other people be free. Close your eyes. I take you back. I take you back to the Gold Coast, to Africa, Liberia, Ghana, Monrovia, and there in Africa were ebony black kings and queens who ruled their people with dignity. And there in Africa, you saw beautiful women in beautiful colored garb. You saw them with earrings. You saw them with braids in their hair. And in the nighttime, you would see the men beating on the drums. And then they would teach their tribe, boys and girls, their cultures. Then comes the white man. Open your eyes. They come to Africa. They barter with the tribes. They give them trinkets for their members. And then the English, the Dutch, the Americans, the Italians, they bring nets and they put them over the men that stood 6 and 7 feet tall. And they go to the huts and they grab the women and they take the children and they put them in the bow of a ship with chains on their arms and on their legs. It smells. It's hot. And look at their teeth, and they sell these proud black people who were not slaves, ruled by kings and queens. They sell them to men in the north and to plantation owners in the south, these proud black people who were not slaves, to work in the cotton fields, to work the gardens, to pick tobacco. And now I present to you a moment in history, the life of Harriet Ross Tubman. I born in 1820. My ma named be old wit, and my pa was Benjamin Walls. And us is all lived on the Barnes plantation. And when I was born, they called me a mentor. And they called me Hat for short. And when I be born, I be 11 children. And I can remember when I be a little girl, there be an old slave named Uncle Henry. And Uncle Henry, he be old. At nighttime, Uncle Henry, he be sitting on a tree stump. And all us children be sitting around him. And then Uncle Henry, he get out, he pipe.
Children, I want to tell you. I want to tell you about Moses. Moses is the man that leads the people to freedom. That's what he does. That old Pharaoh wouldn't let the people go. And the law, he sent Moses to preach the people. That old Pharaoh, he had mean hearts. But the law, he sent Moses to preach the people. Look at me. It's us want to ever be free. Don't you be talking about freedom. Them folks be selling you. But don't you be talking about freedom. I remember I saw your mother cry because they came and took your sisters and put them metal tanks on them. And then we never did see them no more. Child, don't you be talking about freedom. They be selling you. And then I remember how the slaves be working in the field. And when they be working in the field, they be hoeing corn. And when they be hoeing corn, they be saying, go down, Moses, way down in Israel's land. Hello, Pharaoh, let my people go. Slaves is always saying, because they wasn't allowed to talk. And just as soon as a slave got big enough to walk, they send them to work in the big house. And they see me, my feet just wouldn't touch the floor. And then they send me to the missus' house. Daddy, doggy, I want you to take care of the baby. Now you sit down. And then her makes me sit down. And when her makes me sit down, her hands me the baby. Don't you let the baby cry. Yassam, yassam. And then I rocks the baby, and the baby goes to sleep. And when the baby goes to sleep, I goes to sleep. And then the mistress came in. You put that baby down. And then she took that whip and she whipped me. I ain't let the baby cry. She whipped me so bad. Her toes to close off of my back. And I feel so bad. And then I starts talking to the Lord. And I says, oh Lord, have mercy. Oh Lord, have mercy. Oh Lord, have mercy. Have mercy. Oh me. This is always thanks to the Lord, because we didn't have nobody to talk to. And then one day, I was coming from the house, and one of the servants says, "Ed, you done here? You done here?" "I ain't here." "What you done here?" "Talk up the big house. We talking up big house." What they say? What they say? They say they want to sell you. That's what the talk be. They want to sell you up at the big house. And then I feel so bad, and I start talking to the Lord. I said, "Lord, I know you's up there. Lord, I don't want to be so. I just see my mom cry, because they took my sisters and we ain't never seen them no more. Lord, you just change your master brother's heart so he don't be selling me. You just make him not sales me. And Lord, if you can't change his mind, Lord, you takes care of it." And then one day they called all of the slaves in front of the big house. And then they told us that old master brothers had died. And I feel so bad. And then I said, "Lord, I know you's up there. Lord, I know you hears me when I talk to you. Lord, old master brothers, he done died. Lord, I didn't mean for you to kiss him." It was soon after that I was out in the field, and I saw a slave running away. And I followed the slave, and he ran into the stove. And then I followed the slave master and the slave in the stove. And then the slave master, he be trying to catch the slaves. And then he want me to help him. And then he run out the door, and I hold my hands up so he couldn't catch the slaves. And then the slave master, he took a 2-pound paperweight, and he throws it to hit the slaves, and he hits me in the head, and I fall to the floor. And then when I gets up, I has a big gash on my head, and the blood be running down. And then I could be Dustin, or I could be Sweetson, and all of a sudden, I go to sleep. No, you can talk, you old head. I want her sleep spells over. Ain't why wake up till it be's over. And all my life, I have these sleeping spells. Then they sent me to a lady that had a house that be so big, and it had pictures on the walls and everything. And then she says, "Now you little dog, I want you to dust the furniture, and I want you to sweep the floor. Yes. Now don't you touch anything." I never seen seen such a house. And they had a closet on the table, and there be a bowl. And I looks in the bowl, and there be some white stuff. And I look at it, I know what that white stuff means. And I look and see, and somebody be looking, and I puts it in my mouth. It tastes so good, and I be sucking on that white stuff. I didn't know it be sugar. And when I sucked on that white stuff, in comes Mrs. What's that you've got in your mouth? And then she whipped it. She whipped me so bad. I runs down to the pigsty. And I spent the night with the pigs. It be so cold. And I had to eat what the pigs eat. And then when I goes back, she whips me again. Don't you ever run away. This is how you will. And she whipped me again. Every time I did something, I got beat. And then her sends me to Shucks to Cone. And when her sends me to Shucks to Cone, I be talking to the Lord. I've been built and I've been scorned, Lord. I've been built and I've been scorned. Jesus, I've been built and I've been scorned, Lord. I've been built and I've been scorned. I'm gonna lay my religion down, Lord. Gonna lay my religion down. Jesus, gonna lay my religion down, Lord. Wanna lay my religion down. It soon be after that I falls in love. I falls in love with the free slave named John Tuzzin. I had Tuzzin and Ross. Ross take John Tuzzin to be my husband. And we jumps the broom. And that means the slaves is be married. I'll be here to talk that if you follow the North Star, that you can go and be free. The Quaker folks is be saying that they be devils. And then I be talking to John Tuzzman, and I say, let's us follow the North Star so us can be free.
I ain't want no walk.
But the Lord gonna be helping us, and them Quaker people help us.
I want to stay right here.
But you ain't got no money, and you don't own no land.
Keep talking, who you talking? I be telling Master what you be's doing.
So when he didn't come from work, I snuck off, and I went down to the plantation, and I got my two brothers, William and James, and I says, Lord, I got a hold so steady. Just your hand. Lord, don't let me have none of my sleeping spells. And we start hiding behind the bushes, and we start hiding behind the trees. And then we got to some water. And I said, oh, Lord, what's us going to do? Wade in the waters. Wade in the waters, children. Wade in the waters. God's want to trouble the waters. Us as new to God We scared. I said, come on, the Lord be helping us. I know the Lord be helping us.
Yeah, they're gonna send them dogs to sniff us. And yeah, when they get us, they gonna whip us with the whip. And then I had to go back. And then I started talking to the Lord. And I said, I is what to trust in the Lord. I is what to trust in the Lord. I is what to trust in the Lord. Tells us Lord. I is what to trust in the Lord. I is what to trust in the Lord. I is what to trust in the Lord. Tells us God.
And then I waited till John Dozen went to sleep. And then I got me a rag and I put a piece of fatbacks in it. And I put a piece of compound. And then I catch me a quilt. And then I went to where I thought the Quakers people would help. Because they say if they have some underwears hanging on the line, that be a signal for me to come. And I knocks on the door. I said, I strives to go to the free place. Thee will come in, thy husband will take thee on tomorrow. And then her makes me come in, and her makes me sweets, and her makes me dresses. Now I'll be her slave, sis. But her be so nice to me, I gives her my quilt that I was one to help keeps me warm. And then the next day, the man puts me in a big wagon. And then he covers me with taters. And then they give me a piece of paper with some writing on it. And they say, if I see this place on the paper, that be a free place. And so the man drove the wagons through the town like he be flying to market. And then he lets me out at the place. And then when I got there, it looked like a stone be shining. It's so bright. It just seemed like glory was all about me. And I said, thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Here I be in this free place. Oh, freedom. Oh, freedom. Oh, freedom over me. Before I was being slave, I was being buried in my grave and go home to the Lord to be free. And it was soon after that I went and knocked on the door of Mr. William Steele's, and he be a free colored slave, and he be helping peoples on the Underground Railroad. And I said, I had cousin, and I comes to work in the Underground Railroad.
Why, Mrs. Tubman, we ain't never had no women to work in the Underground Railroad.
I don't care. The Lord done told me to help my people. And then I started going and standing behind the barn. And I'd give them a signal. And I says, steals away, steals away, steals away to Jesus. Steals away, ooh, I ain't got long to stay here. And that be the way the slaves talks to each other. And then one time I was taking the slaves and I saw a bounty hunter tacking up a sign. And the sign says,
wanted dead or alive.
Herod, Moses, Tubman. They had a price on my head of $40,000. And I heard them bound hunters talking. And one of them said, "If I catch this darky, I had a big buck named John, and he worked as good as $5, and he gone. And I said, "Good as the best cook I ever had. We gotta catch this darky." They never was able to catch me. I had to use all kinds of disguises. Because one time I was coming along the road and I met one of my old bosses, and I had these 2 chickens around my neck. And when he passed, I let the chickens go and I said, "Here, chicken, chicken, here, chicken, chicken." And I pulled the fat feather over my head. Look at that old nigger slave. And I said, "Thank you, Lord," because he didn't know that I be working for him at one time. And then one time I was quiet to help free the slaves. And I heard that pass that slave fugitive law. And that fugitive law, he said that if they catch us, any slaves from the South or North, they could bring them back. I said, "Lord, what's us going to do?" And the Lord told me to take them up north and to go up in St. Catherine's, Canada. And so one time when I was going to pick up some people, I had my gun. And I was leading the slaves. And we was walking. And I was looking to see who be looking.
And then one of the slaves says, had me scared.
And I walked back to the slave and I stuck it in his head. I says, "We's wide north. We's wide to freedom. 'Cause dead slaves can't talk." I never did shoot anybody. But when I didn't carry my rifle, I puts me a pistol in my brown bag. One time when I was trying to take and get away and go to a town, I was sitting on the train station. And then in come 2 bounty hunters. And I just sit there and I start praying, "Lord, Lord, just save me. Don't let them recognize me. Lord, I was holding on to your hand." And then they looked over there at me. And they said, "That can't be her, 'cause she can't read." And I had a book in my hand. I didn't rose whether it was upside down or not. And they went on out. And I said, "Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. You be with me, Lord." And then one time, when I was going, I hear tell that they were trying to sell my mom and pa. And I says, "Lord, they're getting ups and ages." And then I went and got them. And I put them in a wagon. And I covered them with straw. And then I took them up north, on up into St. Catherine's. And then I went back down and I said, "I want to see what John Tuzman be doing." So I went and knocked on the door. And when I knocked on the door, there be's another woman. John Tuzman had jumped the broom again. And then soon after that I went and I stood behind the barn and I gives him another signal. "I is bound for the promised land. I is bound for the promised land. then I went and bought me a house in Albany, New York, so I could help my people to have a place to stay. And then after I bought it, the Civil War started. And then they come and ask me to nurse the soldiers, because they knew I had been taking the slaves this different way. And they said, if you hear anybody talking to anybody, let us know. And then I hear them say that they was going to do something to 750 slaves. And then in South Carolina, on the Coombashi River, and then I told them, and when they heard that our ship was coming, they were walking with pails in their hand. They had pigs under their arm, and they had children in each arm. And there be so many of them, I think they was wanting to sink the boat. And then because I works in the army, they gives me a half ticket. And I took my half ticket to ride the train. And I sits down and the conductor come by. He said, we don't allow no nigger slaves on the train. I got a half ticket. You won't have to get off. And then he tries to get me off, and I holds on. And he can't get me off. And then he went and got 2 big menses. And they dozed me in the baggage car. And then they whipped me. I got a half ticket. They whipped me so bad. They chose the clothes. They tore all my clothes off of me with their whip. And I feel so bad. And I starts talking to the Lord. And I says, nobody knows the troubles I see. Nobody knows but Jesus. Nobody knows the troubles I see. Glory, hallelujah. Sometimes I'm up, sometimes I'm down. Oh, yes, Lord. Sometimes I'm off the ground. Oh, yes, Lord. And then I start giving speeches. I want y'all to know slavery's wrong. The Lord wants everybody to be free. And be soon after that I goes up in August, New York, to my home. And I works to help my people. And then one day while I be's there be's a knock on the door. And there be a man with the boxes in his hand. And then I open it up. I want who be sending me a boxes. And there in the box was a medal from Queen Victoria of England. She sent me a medal for helping my peoples go up in St. Catharines, Canada. And I couldn't read it, but I shows it to everybody. And I almost wore my medal out. It be soon after that I got so sick. And I thought maybe be my time. And so 2 preachers comes by the house. And some of my friends come to praise with them. And when they come by the house and they praise, and all of them bees in there, when they finishes, then I starts talking to the Lord. I said, Lord, you've been so good to me. I still got these scars on my back where they beat me. But Lord, you let me my people. Lord, you didn't let them dogs and snip. My Paul, all to glory, that used to be 100 years old. Lord, you always told me which ways I was supposed to go. You didn't let them old battle hunters get that $40,000 for my head. Lord, you let me go 19 times, and every time a different ways. It helps over 300 of my people be free. And now, Lord, I'm ready to go home. Bye and bye. Bye and bye. I squat to lay down my heavy load. Bye and bye. Bye and bye. I squat to lay down my heavy load. And then all my friends gathered around my bed, and they joined hands, and they sing my favorite song, Sweet Lord, Sweet Child, come on and carry me home. Sweet Lord, Sweet Child, come on and carry me. If you can stand before my door, come on and carry me home. Tears all my friends. I was coming to. Come on and carry me home. A few days later, the Lord took me to glory. I lived to be 93 years old. I died March 10th, 1913 from pneumonia. If you ever goes to Auburn, there be a sign that says, I was a conductor on the Underground Railroad. I never lost a passenger, and my train never skipped the track. I thank you for listening to the story.
Society and all of us here, we would like to thank you for sharing with us moments in the life of our Harriet Tubman. Very welcome. She up here yet? Where'd she go? Oh, here she is. We would also like to thank you, Dr. McKelvey, for all the sleepless hours you put in to make sure that we had a decent spring extravaganza this year. You have illuminated our minds that were once in the dark. This is the most precious that anyone can give. And a very special thanks to all our sponsors, especially Mr. Pender and the Harriet Tubman Coalition. Your money and effort are graciously appreciated.
I'd like for you to know that this was a special tribute tonight in honor of Daisy Ross Waynes, one of the Harriet Tubman Ross's family members that we've lost in the past year. I thank everyone for coming out and supporting the kids and supporting this event. I must say that this has been the most fun for me of all the things that I've done in Dorchester County. This has really been it. I like the theme today and yesterday. If we can provide our young people today with the same kind of support and encouragement that our ancestors have provided for us, these young people really have a bright future. Thank you very much.